What?
Let's get started.
Okay. Yeah.
So
My
EG,
boys.
Quincy Crew. I mean,
both teams. I like both teams. I'm North
T-Gov
American.
said that Quincy Crew never beats EG, which is pretty much true, but it is a best of one.
That's a crock of shit, if you ask me.
It's a best of one.
This T-Governor fellow doesn't know what he's talking about.
Anything can happen, especially when you first pick Storm Medusa.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about that in just a moment. As you can see, Quincy Crew.
I'll be making fun of Bulba
board.
for this one if this doesn't go well.
Yeah, by all means.
Storm Medusa. That's what I'm going to be saying in pubs from now on, instead of the greasy hat comment.
The greasy hat.
Oh yeah, I say you got hat grease and sweat. And
yeah,
it smells.
he's very what's the word? Self-conscious about his hat and his stench that comes from that hat. His grit and company.
All right.
Like Ponlo getting slowed perpetually. This is going to be first blood, it looks like, going the way of EG. So instead of Quincy Crew setting up something nice towards that mid lane, ends up being EG getting all that money. It's like Jerax got the money for that one too.
Quincy, they got 3 bounties though. Ponlo saying #worth. I feel like my boy Ponlo is always giving first blood on these like liches and banes and stuff. He likes to run in and be greedy for those runes.
3 or 4 bounties for Quincy Crew. That'll equalize it a bit, I guess. Okay, talk to me about this matchup because we've seen EG first pick Storm about 1.5 million times. I'm sure Quincy Crew was not taken aback by this at all.
No.
But the Medusa second pick.
Not normal. Not
very
normal.
Strange.
I hate that it plays into your obsession of Medusa Terrorblade.
I mean,
we
am
literally
I wrong?
have Medusa Terrorblade in this game.
Am I wrong?
I hate how right you are.
I mean, it is EG, so one of them is going to be picked every game.
Yeah.
Along with Storm.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, that's such a weird thing to have, like a stigma towards your team where you do pick like a very similar hero, if not the same hero, every game, which is Storm or Terrorblade or Medusa, and you still win. Like teams know you're doing this, and other regions aren't really having as high value on these heroes, so it's just them being able to execute at a higher level.
They just have some idea with it that it's good for some reason, and it's good for this reason. They do it every game, and people can't figure that out, apparently. Yeah. Because obviously people know that they're picking it. It's just the question is, like, why are they picking it? If people had figured that out, then they could counter it.
Yeah, we're going to see the Ink Swell onto Nightfall. It's going to proc onto Yawar. Of course, you talked about how the Anchor Smash against Terrorblade, extremely good because of the percentage-based damage mitigation, and all the damage coming from Terrorblade is essentially base damage throughout the game. But yeah, back to that mid lane. Lesh versus Storm, is there somebody that you like? I mean, assuming that Quinn gets every single rune like he always does. Yeah,
of course.
That's a given.
I think the only other guy to compete with that would be Abed, to be fair. I think with Quinn, or with this matchup, Lesh is supposed to win. You have a hero who's basically in melee range versus another hero who has a stun, who hits heroes in melee. All of his abilities are melee range abilities, essentially, or a little bit bigger. So yeah, Leshrek's going to win that one. There's a lot of kill threat. However, once Storm gets level 6, he can kill Leshrek, and Storm is also fairly fine with jungling at level 4, level 5. So you can leave the lane, give Jerax the lane for the Storm, and yeah, I think it'll be if Quinn doesn't get a kill within the first couple of minutes, it's just going to be a wash.
Right.
Just because of the jungle factor.
Yeah, and Storm obviously one of those heroes that once you get that 6, you can start getting the runes yourself. So you don't have to worry about the RNG as much. Kezu on the Mars today. And, I mean, was there any question that tied, I mean, I guess you guys did talk about it being...
Tied 5?
Yeah, tied 5, because even DP, very flexible. And the fact that they picked 2 cores right off the bat kind of left a little bit question marks there as Nightfall again. Ink Swell will connect. Ponlo taking a lot of damage, but his Frost Shield will keep him alive. Looks like Nightfall will be okay as well. So no kills yet for Quincy Crew in this game. See an early ring of health for Nightfall.
I like that EG has sent out a bunch of mangoes in this lane too, and clarities, because like they're pressuring really hard, and I think Yawar and Ponlo can do very well in this lane, only if they only if they're full HP. Although, it's very squishy.
Pops his wand. He's going to get an Ink Swell off. Likely will die to a last right click, or maybe not. The Ink Swell actually does connect. Now Yawar in a little bit of trouble, trying to turn this around on Nightfall to some degrees. Looks like Yawar is just going to drop, though. So big kill for EG in this lane.
Wow,
in fact, they've cleaned up very nicely, and they don't even lose anybody for EG. I'm not sure why we're looking at Arteezy. He's not in this lane, but that is what Arteezy looks like.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering.
In my opinion, I've seen him before. Yeah, that was just really nice, like, micro play there from Crit, surviving that one extra right click by, instead of running directly into the tower, Yawar was like angling where if he ran towards the tower, he'd get that extra hit on him. He suicides now, by the way.
Yeah.
So Crit runs away from the tower, which goes against a lot of your instincts in Dota, but he realizes it gives him time to put that bubble on Nightfall, who actually ends up taking Yawar down because of that.
So I'm going to ask you kind of a weird question. So in the past, as we're going to see the spear miss, when a safe laner and the support dies in the lane is just over. Like, this is in years past, like completely over. I know it's not as bad these days, but how bad is it for Yawar?
Pretty bad. I mean, he's playing against a kill combo and Grimstroke and the Tidehunter. So if he comes back here and he's got less net worth and less levels, if he died before, he's going to die again, right? And so what you would do in that situation is you have the Terrorblade go jungle, which is great. I mean, he's a hero who likes to jungle. But then you would have the support hero hold the lane. Lich, not very good at doing that. Cannot nuke the creep wave out. It's pretty slow, you know. I think he's like, what, 295? The hero used to be way faster.
Yep.
Not great at sitting in trees for any particular reason. Like, it's at some point you probably need to go jungle if Nightfall is a little healthier in terms of mana.
Well, speaking of mana, Arteezy running a little bit low, gets speared into the tree. Jarek's in the area, though, gets a Spirit Siphon onto 2. Looks like Arteezy's gonna live.
Can we get
Pay the price.
Can we get a quick Arteezy check? I want to see what he looks like. Still look about the same.
Yeah, just really curious if he's changed the way that he's looked in the last minute or so. One thing I do want to mention as we wait for the Arteezy cam is Nightfall has absolutely dominated this DPC. I feel like he has been actually the standout player.
There he looks about the same from what I last saw.
Generally. I mean, maybe a little bit of a cowlick going on right now.
Yeah, it looks great, though.
But I've been really impressed with, I know Nightfall, obviously kind of a new position for him, position 3. Last season didn't get off to a great start, and there were some issues with being able to be in the same country as the rest of EG because of visa issues. But he has been really good and pretty consistent at winning his lane as an off laner, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, everybody questioned him. It was the classic, like, he's a carry player switching to off lane, and to be honest, like it did look that way.
Yeah.
Like it looked pretty like he's just farming every game, not really getting active, doing anything for his team. But now it's like he's very active, very aggressive, not just safely farming like a carry. He's really acclimated to the off lane role, and like, by God, he looks really good at it. He's almost always like top of net worth in the game. Yeah,
that's maybe his calling card to some degree, because
he's top of net worth on his team right now.
Yeah, it's not usual at all for this to be. I mean, every once in a while, sure, but it seems like every game this is what's happening.
Now, Kazu's net worth is more in line with what offlaners are usually like these days.
Exactly.
Especially against a first pick Medusa. I mean, you see this and you pick the offlane, and still, it's tough.
Yeah, and then the other side, Abed versus Quinn, a 300 net worth advantage for Quinn's Lesh. As you can see, Abed is in Viz now. And if they were able to find another kill on Yawar, his game is just crippled horribly. It kind of already is to a degree. But bottom lane, we're seeing Quinn make his first rotation. Looks like Jarek's going to pay the price. Nice job by Milan blocking a bit. Oh, will he actually get the kill? Yes. Needed that lightning storm just to finish him off. Meanwhile, Ponlo in the top lane getting chased by Nightfall.
He's trying to hold the tower, but like I said, Lich not exactly good at doing this.
Yeah. Looking for the high five, will not be reciprocated.
For Lich, this is good space, though. Like,
yeah, it is.
You're more than happy at this point. Like, usually you're way more pathetic than that, so you're very cool with that. And Nightfall, very enthused by that kill.
He looks kind of scary there.
He's actually just he's so used to this.
he's got a grimace.
Yeah, this might be his role. Like, this might actually be his best role. You know when somebody plays a role and you just know they're like snickering and evil laughing the whole time?
Yeah, even got the chip vest, so Gaben agrees.
Yeah, this is the dream for him.
As he continues to dominate that lane, obviously Yawar had to get out. As we can see the zip in by Abed, Inkswell is there as well, and Milan is dead. Luckily for Quincy crew, it was not a core. Speaking of cores, though, Quinn not going to hit the split earth. The Phantom Embrace instead. Has to be careful. Abed has a bit of mana to zip, but...
Dude, I mean, okay, I've been seeing EG do this a lot. I thought it was just because every single time I watch EG, they're playing with Tiny. But Arteezy really likes to run at these mid towers between like 5 to 10 minutes. You don't see that many carries doing that, but it seems like that's something that they've just identified, maybe because of how aggressive Nightfall is like this, playing in the enemy jungle. Like, it really pressures to have the carry do that.
Yeah, another potential support kill on low. They're not going to go for the Inkswell there. All right, Equip Swarm is enough. Another kill for EG, as Quinn just left to watch his friend die. I mean, they're only down 1,000, which for EG, I feel, okay, 2,000 now as I speak. This is about average game for EG, literally, right? 2K net worth,
yeah, this is
9.5.
Yeah, this is what they do. I mean, this is the Quincy versus EG classic right here. You have Nightfall top of net worth, followed by Quinn, followed by the other cores on EG, and then the other guys.
I mean, to be fair, EG, other than game 3, I think, against TSM, every game was the same as well. EG was up 2K.
Yeah, exactly. I just mean that against Quincy, there's Quinn. There's always Quinn in the mix.
Right.
As well.
Kazu looks like he is donezo. Seeing that Inkswell combo onto Storm and how effective it can be. You were talking about the Soulbind Electric Vortex. You think that's a really good, underrated combo?
I do. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time when you're hitting the Aghanim Scepter Electric Vortexes, it's sometimes on like only 2 or 3 heroes, right? So when you do that with the Grim ult, it's like, well, you don't need an Aghanim Scepter, and you can still do
4-man Zags.
He's playing some bit of Candy Crush.
That's quite a large bottle we got here.
Stay hydrated.
Indeed.
That's
got a nice cat tower in the back.
Is that Bitburger that he's drinking?
That's right. He's drinking the liquid burger.
That's not what that is.
It's a beer or something, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Zero alcohol beer.
That's right. I'm sure it's delicious.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it because it doesn't have calories. So.
Oh, that's what the 0 means, huh? Well, Nightfall has made his transition into the mid lane. The very tanky Tide with the Hood, Phase Boots, Soul Ring. You're just going to sit here until this tower is dead in all likelihood, as this siege is going to get a couple procs off. But we have a smoke from Quincy crew, and it might have been spotted out with that ward.
I mean,
see what EG want to do here.
If they could connect those 2 heroes onto multiple heroes, like Mars plus Lich will at this point kill almost anyone, as long as there are 2 heroes there for the Chain Frost to bounce. That's like the dream, is you get like a Medusa and then like Jerax on Death Prophet who's like defending the Medusa, but...
So weird that 3 Null Talisman is just correct.
On Storm?
I mean, it's on anybody. I feel like that should not be a thing.
It's honestly even more, like I think Abed might even go for like a 4th one past the 25-minute mark.
I mean, I've seen you go no boots, 5 nulls with
Arcane Blink.
Arcane Blink.
Yeah, you can still Fountain Zip.
Yeah.
People overestimate the diminishing returns. I think before you could get like 68% mana loss reduction, and now it's like 58%.
Oh, Kezu's going to use the first arena of the game, going on top of Arteezy's. Pretty tanky target to go for, though. You can see the rotations coming from EG as Ponlo makes his way to the grave. Abed still with a lot of mana, focusing on Kezu. Inkswell's there, Phantom's Embrace as well. And the rest of the crew for Quincy crew are back to the mid lane, but 2 kills for EG. Jerax dodges the Split Earth, and that might be enough to survive. We'll see. The Diabolic Edict continuing. Looks like finally Quincy crew will get a return kill of some sort and some damage on this tier 1 mid.
That was interesting. I mean, that TP looks a little funny, but Jerax basically recognized there was all 5 EG heroes top, so he wanted to go to do some pressure in some other lane, because kills are cool. I mean, they're great, but they're not what's going to spiral the net worth out of control. As we see Arteezy getting caught, you have the relocate coming in, and just this Power Ranger TP coming out. Ponlo does not get his Chain Frost off, which is disastrous. I mean, that's a big ability at this point. And at this point, Quinn is like, do I go in? Do I not? There's no Mars Arena. Okay, let's just go back. Jerax TPs because he doesn't want to have all 5 heroes sitting somewhere for no reason. And then that happens to be where Quinn had TP from with Milan. So he just goes down.
Yep, Quinn gonna get initiated by Abed. And the Ravage is gonna come through as well. And that is gonna be a relatively easy kill for EG onto the highest net worth, at least at that. That's still actually in the game, in Quinn's Lesh.
That's a very impactful kill. Like, Quinn at this point on Leshrac is supposed to be the hero that is making things happen for his team. When you pick IO Lesh, like this entire game is dependent on all of these other heroes standing around the Lesh, making him powerful so Terrorblade can farm. And you could see that reflected in the net worth. Like, he's getting everything handed to him on a platter right now. So him going down, even at the expense of Ravage, is disastrous because it's biting time for this Leshrac to fall off, where you can just smoke on EG like they're doing right now, and continue the snowball.
Yeah, as we see the 3 hero smoke for EG. Nightfall still sitting mid.
He showed
a wall.
He showed that smoke. So Quinn knows.
Yeah, they scan out as well in their triangle just to double check that nobody's trying to backstab, and see that that is not the case. But they are coming from the other direction. Abed and Crit. They see Kezu. There's the Inkswell again. And again resulting in a kill for EG.
Wow, and because they saw him use the spear too, Abed doesn't even use grip there. He saves the grip.
Sinister Gaze though.
But now he has it.
Oh
He
boy,
can use it.
Skullbind onto 2, and they can't even find the kill onto Crit. This will be a disastrous fight for Quincy crew. They
Wow.
lose everybody other than Yowar, who is just farming the triangle. This is getting out of hand in favor of EG.
Okay, I mean, I can't believe that just happened. Like, I was just sitting there impressed with the fact that Abed recognized that because he did a farming spear, because he sees a farming spear coming out from Kezu, it means he doesn't have to use the grip.
Oh,
he just uses
man.
the Inkswell, and then he has it up for this fight right here. And it's so impactful.
You talked about that electric vortex.
Dude, it's one of those small little improvements, because most Storm players, by default, if you're zipping in with an Inkswell, you're not going to let the Inkswell stun first. You're going to stun into the Inkswell, right? But he knows if there's no spear from the Mars, there's nothing that's going to stop the Inkswell from just proccing anyway. So he saves the grip. It's like a little adjustment that actually results in them being able to kill so many heroes there.
Yep, and that means 5k lead for EG. Blink Dagger now online for Nightfall. Manta for Mr. Arteezy. And what do we have on Abed? He still has the 3 Null Talismans, almost with the BKB, just a recipe away. So no 4th Null Talisman for him, and Quinn, oh boy.
I could see RTZ in his background too. RTZ looked about the same.
Yep, from the different angle. Yeah, so it's not like a double or anything.
No, there's no double action going on here.
We'll keep verifying that throughout the game just to make sure that the audience is not confused at all. As Milan, he's going to tank the gank, it looks like, which for Quincy crew, oh. Yeah, they'll get him. Wait.
He's not going to die to the
They
Ren.
will not get him. All right, surprisingly enough, will survive.
Yeah,
Getting used to this pattern of somebody always dying when EG smokes.
It's easy to get used to. I mean, Grim plus like any initiating hero that has some damage, like Grim Sand King, Grim Storm. It feels like you just throw him with like +1 and it's enough to kill. It's enough to kill almost anybody. It makes skanking so easy. I think Grim's pretty underrated. Always has a really low pub win rate for some reason. Whereas in competitive, it's always fairly decent.
Well, I think a big part of that is coordination with Inkswell.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, there. Wow, he's looking great, actually. The lighting.
Hair a little bit different every time.
I don't know what's going on.
Combing it occasionally.
That might be a double.
I know Bulba's probably not allowed in the room, otherwise he would be combing his hair for him.
With a stench, too. With
probably
the hat.
does that between games, yeah. I'm sure the waft probably doesn't help their play.
No,
so
it doesn't.
That's another reason to have him out of the room.
They make him leave, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just got to get that hat washed.
Yep, yep.
There's
Okay.
little bowl cut for Abed there. Yeah, very nice. I don't know why I'm talking so much about hair today, but it's very interesting.
Did you pull out like a bundle of hair in the morning at the shower? Like, what's going on with you?
Nice slick back there, the old Pat Riley look for Jerax. And,
Okay, there's a Roshan going on. I don't think
Crit
I've ever
looking
seen.
very luscious hair there.
I've never seen Crit smile. I've never.
He
seen
doesn't
him smile.
have real emotions, I don't think. I mean, he's Danish, right? So that's a Cinderin.
He's the most stoic man.
And here we see somebody.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
That's
That's Yowar. He's actually, dude, bro. He's cosplaying Terrorblade. You don't have to turn.
darkness I fought!
You don't have to turn into a literal demon to play one. Come on.
Yeah, it's understandable. There's a little bit of a light there.
Yeah, his computer fan is not on.
And that is Aegis for Abed, best Aegis carrier in the game. I think if they were ready to go high ground, they'd actually give it to Medusa though, so she can actually hit it. Either way, EG looking quite good here, but from Quincy Crew's perspective, what do they need to do, Jenkins? I mean, we have Yowar starting to come back a bit. Obviously had that one death early,
Dude,
but
where did the goalie go? Wasn't it?
It was 5K.
It was just 5K. What?
Yeah.
Is that just Roshan? Dude, how fast is... Okay, I guess Iowa Lush is just OP, man. Like, how fast can you farm?
Hey, let's go
Lash
kill a
and-
Roche to give up a 2K lead.
Yeah, yeah.
Just by being in the pit together.
That's kind of wild, actually. Lash and then
They don't
TB.
really have a great Roche team, to be fair.
No,
It's tied, really.
Yeah, it's slow. It's slow.
Eventually, Exorcism. Did he use Exorcism? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he did.
Okay, if he did, that should have been faster.
I heard the exorcism when we were looking at our TZ.
Maybe that's just part of it.
The noise. Yeah, I see. Bulba exercising his hat.
Yeah, this hat's a thing of legends.
It really is.
All right, Quincy. So back to my question. What do they need to do to close this gap a bit? 'Cause it's not like they're in this hole where, I mean, it's 14-3. It looks a little bit worse than it is, I feel like.
Scotty on Terrorblade, like that's always the timing, especially versus Dusa. Especially if she's gonna get to Scotty before you are, it's like, well, yeah, you want one to match it.
Yeah, they're actually pretty much aligned in farm in terms of
They
getting
are.
the Scotty at the same time.
Yep. I think by the time you have the Scotty on Yoar, you're going to have the Aegis like almost running out, and that's a pretty decent timing to look for. I mean, you have TB and you have Io Leshrac, so like when you ever need to show on waves to farm, you have 2 TB illusions pushing down 2 lanes, and then in the jungle you should have Io Lesh taking all of the jungle creeps. So I think Quincy's fairly comfortable like just stalling the game, and we literally saw that while the Roshing was happening. They got 3K gold change just by farming. So like they're very competent in consuming the map, which is why it can be 14-3 and only a 4K gold lead instead of something bigger.
I haven't gotten to cast a lot of Lich in this patch, the past couple patches, really.
I bet to shit on this hero.
This shard,
Oh.
it's the Ice Spire, which
Yeah.
I know originally came out was really bad.
Awful.
But they did buff it, right?
It had like 200 health at the start, and then it went to 400.
It had more health, and I think something about, can you cast on the Ice Spire? Is that a thing now?
You can cast the shield on the Ice Spire, which is a massive waste of the
Okay.
shield.
Yeah.
But I think it also does a bit of damage. I think that's it. Or maybe they added a slow. Let me check.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I mean, what do you think of this prioritization of getting a shard on Lich right now? It just seems, I mean, is it a good shard? 'Cause I haven't gotten to see it myself.
I mean, 1,500 gold or 1,400 gold, you get another spell. Like I think a lot of shards are just good right now because 15 minutes into the game, getting another spell is pretty sick. For most heroes,
I see.
you just see a lot of shards picked up just because of the timing of it. But it has been buffed, and also Ponlo's kind of poverty mode. He's struggling, and it's a cheap item that's going to give him like a little bit of impact, cheaper than like a 4-staff Glimmer Cape. So.
Well, this tower looks like it's going to get denied eventually by Abed.
I think a combo too is you have the Mars who's going to be arena spearing somebody, and if they're alone, you can Ice Spire right next to them and then Chain Frost off of it. So
Right, yeah.
it seems like a really great game for it.
Okay. Looking forward to Ponlo picking that up.
Yep,
And since we've been talking, EG has expanded their lead back to 6K. So must be something in the game where if you're in the Roche pit, you lose 2,000 gold.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
And then when you leave, you get that back eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like investing.
Except,
Bitcoin.
well, you don't get your money back on that one.
No. I didn't, you're right.
Scotty there for Arteezy, and Yawar is, just delivered his. So
Scotty v.
the line's
Scotty.
pretty
So
nicely.
how much longer do we have on the Aegis? 46 seconds, so
We're not going to get much out of this.
No.
We have tier 1.
yeah, I think this is a great timing for Quincy to go look for a fight, and it looks like they are grouping up to smoke. I mean, the map feels like it's being very pressured for them. Yeah, here we go. 5-man smoke.
All right. Yeah, huge fight for Quincy Crew if they're able to turn this game around. This is probably the fight that will decide it, but still 23 seconds on the Aegis. Probably not going to try to focus onto Abed. Jerax, okay, the arena comes out. Jerax is dead right off the bat. Abed pops the BKB, trying to focus. Nice Ravage comes out from Nightfall, hitting 4 heroes, and Quinn is dead. The spear a little bit too late as the Ravage has already come for Nightfall. Double kill for Arteezy as the rest of Quincy Crew now on the run. Did cost a buyback onto that Death Prophet, but EG is cleaning up very nicely. Yawar TPing out successfully just in the nick of time. As you can see,
I see him in the corner there.
Hand off his keyboard.
I saw him.
They do have 4 buybacks for Quincy Crew, and if they expend them, then this lead is going to go even more in favor of EG. Exorcism, I mean, didn't have time to pop it because he died and bought back. Now they can take this tower pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Death Prophet doesn't make it through to the second phase.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to say at the start of that fight, like, oh, you don't want a 5 Death Prophet, but Exorcism and Spirit Siphons are so impactful that you actually do want to burst him. But then you're bursting a 5 who has buyback. And it's Jerax, for God's sakes, like, EG wins every game by doing this. Throwing Jerax in. Yeah, this, I mean, you have to, I feel like you have to go for something like this, but he just has buyback. They have the tier 1 available. Hit this absolutely beautiful Ravage. Does the mech come out late? Oh, he was stunned by the Ravage, so he couldn't mech in time. Oh, man. So they didn't have the mech to save Quinn there.
Yeah, they weren't able to cancel the... I think that's the biggest thing. They weren't able to cancel the Blink Dagger of Nightfall.
I think also just Io being caught in the Ravage is a problem, because if you mech and save Quinn, and he turns around with Spell Lifesteal.
We have an Arena focusing on Jerax again, but not able to find the kill is Quincy Cruz, so that's an Arena down. But Quinn comes in with the help of Milan, but Abed is super happy to take this kill for himself. Yawar already at half HP as we see the Chain Frost come out. Only bounces a couple times. Thunder from Yawar, but now he's completely surrounded and will eventually be brought down. Another value kill for EG as Quinn, TP canceled by Abed. Electric Vortex from the 3-point line, Jenkins. That is a triple kill for Abed. And this looks like EG will likely win off the back of this. The death timers are low, though, so they will have some time.
EG's just looking insane. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, they're just looking insanely strong.
First 2 pick cores,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, just the
genius draft from Boba.
Genius, absolutely genius. Let's not make Reddit posts about it. We'll only do that when he loses. Just individual play. I mean, the individual play is insane. Like, Abed, even in that last fight, like, gripping Quinn and then going on the IO is really nice, because it's like understanding that Leshrac is the centerpiece of this draft, but they know that they don't have enough damage to kill him. So instead of gripping and killing the IO, it's just gripping the Lesh so he can't do damage, and then in that time killing the IO. It's like, it's just not something you see a lot from Storm Spirits. You're usually just simply gripping the target that you're going on, right? But it's like, yeah, Abed's just playing this game insanely well. And then Nightfall was top net worth. Like, there's so much to be said for EG's individual play this game.
Did we miss the reversed 420 by any chance?
I think we probably did.
I think we did.
I think maybe production could run that one back.
Can we get a replay of that?
God knows production was on top of it.
They were like,
oh, yeah, all right.
All right. Got that ready to go as Abed finds Quinn. Another easy kill, Milan. Ooh, I think he popped the ult. Yeah. They actually know that he's there as well, and these supports are just going to drop like flies, although Pon able to TP out, so Abed just waiting with a couple remnants down. Milan, let's look at his reaction to dying. Okay, looks actually kind of happy.
Yeah, he always looks happy. I mean,
I like the pigtail. That looks nice today.
Happy guy.
I feel like see one of those pigtails on EG as we get back to the hair topic.
This is the 420. This is the 420.
Oh, thank you.
The 420 was on the on Yawar's.
Oh, that was
Yawar's death.
Yeah, that was an important kill too.
Yeah. Yeah, so shout outs to Yawar making that one happen.
So we have an Aghanim Scepter now for Grim. So we got that Dark Portrait, which Terrorblade is, I mean, if you can get it in meta, is unbelievable. Problem is, you're usually going to have that. Does he have a BKB, I assume? No, he does not, so no way. Although he'll have it in a couple hundred gold.
I mean, you just use Dark Portrait on Illusion anyway, so.
That is true.
It's like, it's
that
just.
Is true.
The game feels just so hard for Quincy, and like I said, I mean, Arteezy is top net worth by a huge margin, and I feel like he's the only person that I can't say anything for this game in terms of insanely good individual play, because he just hasn't had the chance to do anything. Like, his team is just hard carrying at this point. He doesn't have to do anything. He's just hitting creeps. So, I mean, he's been in the right spot at the right time. Like, I really like that move towards mid that he did, just forcing some people there. But it's been very simple plays from him, just because, like, his team is just dumpstering. Like, they're destroying. Crit has been absolutely everywhere on this Grimstroke. I feel like he's involved in every single pickoff. 17 assists, bro. That's insane.
This was a last pick Grim.
Wait. Let me. He's involved in only one. He's the only one kill he's not involved in.
Impressive. Can we get a replay of what kill that was?
Just asking impossible things from production. Nice.
Excuse me, Arteezy into the pit. This is going to be Quincy's potential last
draw here, but a big Ravage comes out. It's not enough to save Abed, who buys back in the game. He knows how important this second Roach is. Arteezy will find Pawn low. Abed focusing on Quinn now. Electric Vortex. He is silenced up. No way to take it off, and still mana to work with.
So Abed ends up getting that kill. Yawar trying to TP out, will be good to go, but Kezu not so much. So a good attempt from Quincy crew, but this is going to be the second Roche for EG. Oh, Milan, is he going to try to steal this?
I don't know how. I don't know how. I mean, if he somehow pulls this off, this will be the greatest Aegis steal of all time.
He doesn't have a Blink Dagger or Glimmer Cape, so he'll just have to TP.
He's not even going to bother trying. He's IO.
What can you do, brother?
3 BKBs used.
Yep, Aegis onto Arteezy, despite, I mean, we talked about this, how at this stage of the game you're going to want to be hitting buildings. So, Aegis
That's
online.
from the anime, by the way.
Yeah, that's from some anime.
Yeah.
Maybe not safe for work.
That's exactly what you knew where my head was at.
But you see, that's a different one there, I think. Another support kill for Abed. Does not have buyback, so he does have to be a little bit careful. But 27-5 EG. They're stomping this game.
They're split. This is looking a little bit like when they were playing. Who was they playing against? They went high ground.
Who?
It's a Dog Champ they were playing against, I think.
Oh, EG versus Dog Champ, yeah.
They tried to go high ground with Arteezy on Medusa. Not everybody's here. So.
You don't want to get too cocky again. This is a best of one.
Yeah.
Things can go kind of crazy.
Chill a bit, guys. Let's relax.
Yeah, that is Arteezy.
He actually looks very, very happy. Like
he looks more animated today than in the past.
Yeah, since 15 minutes in this game, his cam is. I keep looking and just seeing a genuine smile on his face. Well, I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah, they are winning.
They are winning
by a wide margin.
But to be fair, I mean, EG goes to a lot of majors. I obviously it still feels good, but it's like.
You think it's desensitizing over time?
A little bit. I mean, look at Crit. We could put the camera on Crit. He just expects it.
Yeah, he's like, just another day of making millions of dollars. You know? Looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect in every way.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah. I wish I could have that feeling. Yeah. 19K net worth lead for EG. Sorry, it's 18. No, back to 19. Just keep your eye on that number up there. That's how I know every time. Arteezy has the double damage, and I don't think Quincy Crew can fight this against an Aegis and a double damage. So that's going to be the forfeiture of the mid racks entirely. Tier 2 still standing in the bot lane, so EG forced to go top. They'll be happy with that, but there's the Ravage. Okay, it actually hits 2 on the back line, and that's going to be Ponlo dead right off the bat. Quinn getting a little bit too cocky. The arena is too slow. Down goes Quinn. No buyback for him. And EG, with this exorcism, should be able to get their second racks, if not force out a GG entirely. Of course, like we said, it is a best of one, so not expecting the GGs to come out quite yet. But it's over.
It
is certainly over.
Yeah. I want to say, they can't get the bot set of racks.
Yawar gives the high five, and Abed with a bad sportsmanship tries to kill him. Forces out the BKB. You can see that useless Ice Spire down.
Nightfall high five.
It's there.
He's BM.
Doesn't really last very long, does it?
Good manners.
In the darkness, he was molded. There's the Inkswell. Abed. All right, this is looking like 2 freebies for EG. Not able to get that Thunder off because of the magic immunity.
He did go for a 4th null talisman, by the way.
Okay, he did, and yeah. He sure did. Has that Ags in his backpack. Yeah, that's perfectly normal. It doesn't need boots, though.
Now, the boots are just for walking around the map. That's all the boots are for.
I see. And they're hitting the Ancient. And Quincy Crew probably thinking more about game 2 right now. There's the Ice Spire again that just dies to the multi-shot. Or the split shot, I should say. That's a good song. Production, I agree. And Quinn is just going to casually die to the right clicks, expecting the GGs now. Or not. There we go. GGs are called. EG takes this best of one tiebreaker in shellacking fashion.